He has over 35 years of experience in training and teaching Buddhist meditation techniques and is formerly the abbot of and chief preceptor at the Mitrigala Nisaravanaya, a renowned Sri Lankan Buddhist forest monastery. And his correct topic is mindfulness methods used in Buddhist meditation. May I now welcome Venerable Dhammajīva, and please join me in welcoming him. Thank you.
Dear Venerable Sisters and Brothers, Dhamma friends, as you know, I am going to take about 15 minutes about these mindfulness methods used in Buddhist meditation. Dear Venerable Sisters and Brothers, Dhamma friends, it is fitting to begin my presentation by reminding ourselves that no other discourse of the Buddha, not even the inaugural famous sermon of the Benares, that Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, enjoyed the fame and the reverence, and thus the discourse which described the heart of Buddhist meditation. That is Satipatthana Sutta. Conveniently translated as the Satipatthana is as the way of mindfulness. But a deep understanding of this cardinal teaching of the Buddha make us through the in-depth significance of the practical application of mindfulness meditation, right to the full liberation of Nibbana. The ancient practice of mindfulness, this Buddhist meditation, as is practiced today, as it was 25 centuries ago. It is applicable in every part of the world, irrespective of the whether we are followers of the Buddha teachings or not. Indeed, mindfulness methods are almost ubiquitous in their value, in its value. They offer an indispensable prescription for the overcoming sorrow and lamentation, for destruction of pain and grief. Famous in its application, Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang visuddhya. The Buddha solemnly and emphatically makes an equivocal guarantee that the consistent practitioner of the mindfulness will be treading the path that ensures the stage-by-stage purification of the mind, leading to the final liberation. Sati, that's the Pali term for the mindfulness, is mental state that enables the bare attention, the ability to be in the present moment. Habitually, we are either ruminating about the past or dreaming in the fantasizing about the future. It is very rare that we are here and now, in the present moment. With training, the mind will be able to apply this bare attention. In Pali we can say sati matraya, to every present arising moment, without judgment. This is stream of mindfulness we can develop with practice. And this is possibility for every human being, irrespective of whether he is a follower of the Buddha's teaching or not. Sati, or this bare attention, is the precursor for the application of mindfulness as prescribed in the Satipatthana Sutta. Its mastery is initially necessary to make us, through the meditation of mindfulness on the four objects, mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of the feelings, mindfulness of the mind and the mental phenomena, mindfulness of the object of mindfulness of the phenomena. These four objects of mindfulness comprise the entire human beings and his field of experience. The Satipatthana method is based on the fundamentals of the thoroughness, or we can say diligence or vigilance, where practice of mindfulness range from neutrally simple not threatening objects such as breath, or the 4 cardinal postures or traditional postures of human beings, in sitting, in standing, in walking and lying down. To spiritually lofty observance of phenomena that impinge on the mind. The specific individuals with certain personality traits, the Buddha had included seemingly grotesque practice such as symmetry contemplation and the reflection of the impurities of the body, contemplation of the elementary nature of the body, that is dhatu manasikara in Pali, would also seem a curious object to meditate upon. However, deep study of the Pali Canon enables discovery on why these practices are important and how they are applicable as per each meditator's propensities or underlying tendencies to be practiced under the guidance of a teacher. Sati not only forms the basis for the Satipatthana practice, but it also occupies a certain position among the 5 faculties, that 5 indriyas, the 5 powers, or panchabala, and it constitutes the first member of the 7 awakening factors, that is Sattabojjhanga. Finally, it forms a basis for the Samma Sati, right mindfulness, the 7th factor among the Noble Eightfold Path, the 4th Noble Truth, the essence of the Buddha's teaching. For all these critical components that comprise the 37 aids to enlightenment, we call 37 factors of enlightenment, Satta, Sattis Bodhipakkhya Dhamma. Bare attention or Sati stands out as the pivotal prerequisite. There is a book in your brochure called Power of Mindfulness. Please go through it, and in that book, Venerable Jnanaponika is presenting how to recognize this bare attention, how it forms first into Sati and develop stage by stage. Sati itself is evolving 8 times when you go up to the final liberation. So don't try to give a fixed definition for the Sati, let it evolve. The path and the steps prescribed in Satipatthana are gradual and sequential. It is precise roadmap that follow mastery of the 4 foundations of mindfulness by novice meditators as well as by experienced trainees or Sekha. With such mastery, both categories of person will be able to experience the first hand with almost microscopic precision. What the Buddha referred to as mind transformation, that is unparalleled and unique. What is to be mastered and transcended has first to be known and understood. And to that end, the 4 objects of mindfulness, for example, mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of the feeling, mindfulness of the mind, and the mindfulness of the phenomena, need to be practiced repeatedly with sense of dispassion and thorough, and through they belongs to another. Many things are better understood when observed in others rather than in oneself. Therefore, a close and impartial scrutiny of oneself is possible when mindfulness is consistently applied, with least keeping oneself aloof and distance. Dear respected sisters and brothers, the heart of Buddhist meditation is indeed the heart of the Buddha's doctrine. Training in mindfulness as a Satipatthana practice is also a training in the mind charter and developing wholesome traits of the mind, lest it may be interpreted that the Buddhist mindfulness meditation practice are intellectually lofty but are cold and dry and indifferent to ethics. I need to add a few words of the elaboration. The Master himself, on many occasions, as testified in the Pali Canon, has emphasized with great clarity that an indispensable basis for any higher mental development is morality and ethical conduct. And that morality, safest roots lie in the character and the nature of the mind. The Buddha's teaching, the state of mind, enjoyed the significantly prominent place amongst, as if giving credence to the claim that the Buddha Dhamma is in fact a mental training and mind development regimen, rather than a spiritual teaching and a religion. But true understanding of the doctrine directs us to the value of the Buddha's place on the mind's character. And this is ideally expressed in the divine abode of the mind, or the Brahma Vihara meditation, the loving kindness, the compassion, sympathetic joy and equanimity. The Satipatthana methods provide the instrument of the mindfulness that will enable keeping a close watch to that no deed, no word or thought offends the spirit of metta or loving kindness. The famous Karnimita Sutta says, whether he stands, walks, sits or lie down, as long as he is awake, he should develop mindfulness. This, they say, is the highest conduct. Dear respected sisters and brothers, today we live in the unhappy and dangerous world. Escalating conflicts and terror, prejudices and acrimony among the different groups of human beings who differ either due to religion or race or due to ideology, cast a gloomy shadow over the whole nations. Devastation of our lands and seas and the entire ecology system, manipulative and deceitful cybercrimes, all are terrifying to say the least. Hunger for power, more power. The thirst for acquiring assets and more assets. The investment in and the production of weapons and equipments that can destroy entire nation. Go on escalating ceaselessly. Quoting Venerable Jnanaponika, the very book that you are holding now, to this sick and truly demented world of ours, there comes an ancient teaching of the eternal wisdom and unfolding guidance of the Buddha Dhamma with its message of and power of healing. The ancient teaching of the mindfulness meditation sits at the heart of the Buddha's teaching, the Dhamma. Mindfulness, penetrative ability and sharp focus shines powerful torch on the human mind. Mindfulness has unparalleled ability to examine the inner working of the mind. The exposed greed, hatred and delusion that forms the basis for our destructive, distasteful actions, our hateful speech, our unpleasant thoughts. The uniqueness of mindfulness is that it can show us our deadliest tendencies as well as our most beautiful mind states. Whenever they arise, mindfulness allows us to peep into the deep, dark crevices of the mind, where roots of the evil lie hidden, waiting to surface. What better instrument than the mindfulness to accost our darkest enemies, the defilement that fetter us to this journey of samsara. This is the teaching of the Buddha. share with us. He showed us we do have a way, a simple but powerful way, to know our mind and purify it through the systematic Satipatthana meditation. Today's turbulent world, we are also seeing the strong and vibrant breath of fresh air that's sweeping across from the west to the east, becoming popular day by day. The practice of bare attention of mindfulness has begun to resonate inside classrooms, within university campuses, hospitals, and central legislative bodies like the Parliament in the Great Britain. So, understanding this, we have to teach our children, future generation. For that only we have this kind of conferences, developing our confidence and present it to the next generation. That's all what I have to share with you. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.